Good afternoon, everyone, on a wonderful Saturday after all this rain from this week. Been charging up my battery here. Had it fully charged, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Doing a little brake work on my station wagon, but in the meantime, I've been just doing a low shot here. If I get in here, I've had to basically do a little work. I was swapping out the distributor for the long hauler because honestly I got sick and tired of the crank no start issue. Replaced a bunch of stuff in the distributor, and yeah, there's my pipe on my ratchet and some other stuff in the grinder that I used, cut-off wheel to create this little slot in my shroud, because that's the only way I could get to my harmonic balancer, which is up in the front here, as you know, or don't know. I don't know if you know, but there's a thing called a harmonic balancer on the front of an engine. It's basically a big heavy mass that I'm just sorry if I get around here, but I'm just trying to get in through here and give people kind of a look at what that is. There it is up there. And I don't know if I can get in here and show you one of the particular... There's this up here. Wait, this up here. See this up here? You can barely see it because it's kind of dark. That is a one of the timing mark things for, I think, cylinder number 5 instead of top dead center. You can use that if you need to get under your engine because you can't get on top of it because it's a motorhome, and sometimes that happens. But what I've done is I've actually gotten this thing to the point where it is at top dead center. It took me a while in order to do it, and let me just scoot out from under here, and as you can see here, I've got my airbags in here still. Got my wonderful orange transmission pan that I cleaned up. It was one of my past projects there, and I'm going to back myself out here slowly but surely, I hope. The thing about RVs is they're pretty high off the ground. So I'm going to head in real quick. Going to grab my trusty LED flashlight. Ooh, that's bright. So we're going to... Here's the engine, by the way, if you don't know. And as you can see here, there is the wonderful... There's the oil pump shaft to operate the oil pump. There's one of the clips for the distributor. You can see there's extra wires off there for my tachometer. Still have the hold down bracket on there. Cleaned some things up so it's nice and pretty and clean. I like things pretty and clean. Here's my new rotor cap for my new distributor, which I bought because I got sick and tired of all the baloney that was going on with the old one. So I figured I'm just gonna can the old one. So, okay, here it is. Engine, distributors back here. The harmonic balancers up front. You have to literally, lean over this whole thing and rest your stomach on the air cleaner in order to see this dumb thing. But let me see if I can get in here. See if I can get the light on it, because this flash does not work on this camera. It's not workable. We're going to get in here. Ooh, banged it a little bit. Hopefully that's not going to hurt it. So as you can see down there, I'm going to try to get down there with the light a little better. There we go. So there's the big V notch. That is the top dead center, 0, advanced. You can see the other notches there. That means that you can forward it or retard the timing, but I put it on top dead center. I tried doing the old crank, with the starter, and it kept missing by like an inch or a half an inch, and it just got to be so annoying. I said, forget it. I'm gonna, I got it close after a bunch of tries, and then I took my socket wrench and I had to cut the slot because, again, the shroud wouldn't get out of the way, and put an extension on it. and put a pipe on it so I could actually, you know, crank the engine. And really the most annoying part was the back and the forth, back and the forth. What I thought it was moving, you know, only like 1/4 inch was actually moving 3/8 of an inch, so it kept going off the mark. But I finally got it the way it should have been, so that was good. Oh, by the way, just so you know, that's my sender for my transmission oil temp. Just so you guys know, I got that too. So put that in there on another project. Let me see if I get myself unhooked here. There we go. And I just noticed there's a vacuum line that is missing off of my... Yeah, that's not good. We don't want that. We want a vacuum line to actually do its thing here. Hold on. Well, that shouldn't be off. It should be on here. Don't want those vacuum lines to be off there. Anyways, so that's what I got going on. So now I have the I've marked on my air cleaner. See the little white thing there? If you look down and you look at that mark, that's where cylinder number 1 is. So when I put the distributor down, that rotor had better be pointing at that mark when I put this in. Now, of course, I'm probably still gonna have to crank the engine with the starter a little bit in order to get the base of the you know, the oil pump shaft to line up with that notch in the bottom of the distributor. But other than that, we should be in good shape. We're gonna go here. Nice and bright today. Love it. Love it. Love it. So we're in here today. Again, there's the old distributor, new distributor, and again, I'm going to hold it by up here. So what I've done is I've lined this rotor up. So if you look down at it like this, okay, it is ready to go in on cylinder number 1. Okay, there's a pickup coil inside here. If you notice, sorry for the focus. I'm going to try to get that better. As you can see here, there is a pickup coil under there, and there's these little magnetic little triangles in there. Well, those mark where each of the cylinders are. There's 8 of these around here, and what I did is I lined it up with the first one, what should be number 1. You can see on the cap it marks the cylinders. On my little cap that goes over the top of the cap of the distributor, I have that little cap that goes around the top of this thing, locks everything in. And I've got my gasket, I've got, you know, the worm gear, everything seems to measure up just fine. Distance wise, here to here and all that. But one thing I noticed on the shaft of this old distributor is there's like some kind of crazy, I mean, I don't know what you call it, but it looks, I don't know if it's wear or it was just some kind of weird machining thing, but there's like a couple of chunks out of this thing. This is not like a regular, like, you see how that's like that, and then you come around here and all of a sudden there's like it's like been ground down, not in a very regular pattern, whereas this one here has the full, it just has the full width like there, but all the way around. So I don't know what's up with that. But you can also see there's center is. It's right kind of in the center of the gear pattern, which is good. But meanwhile, like I said, this thing was kind of rusty. The coil got kind of rusty. There was some corrosion on the pickup coil. I mean, this is not what I would consider optimal. So it went away. I'll probably clean it up and use it as a spare or rebuild it. But in the meantime, I've got this bad boy to put in. And so that's what I'll be doing next. Talk to you soon. Alright, so we're going to head out into the RV. Got my distributor, my new one. Keep my gasket on there. And go into the dark RV. Now what I need to do is I need to line this sucker up. I've got it on cylinder number 1 right now. The engine's at top dead center, and this rotor should match up with that mark right there. So I'm going to try that. I don't know if this is going to work with the thing here. Let's see if I can actually get it. I'm going to try. I don't have a tripod or anything, so I'm just going to try to fudge this to make this work. Don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if I got a... Oh, there's a crazy flare going on here from this thing. I just put this, like, I'm trying to rest it on the couch without it falling over. Hopefully if I don't bump it, I should be fine. So yeah, so I'm right on cylinder number 1. I also have other marks here. I'm trying to get this thing to, you got to be careful putting it in. It may not always mesh the way you want it to. Now what I'm purposely doing, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can on the video. Okay, you can. You see I'm kind of putting it in, and the rotor is kind of that way from the mark. Because of the worm gear and everything, as I put it down, the thing wants to rotate this way. So what I'm trying to do is get it so that tip gets as close to that mark as I possibly can. So I'm going to just slowly put it down in there, and before I hit the worm gear, just kind of, sure, and it literally fit right in, except for the oil pump shaft. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, you're kidding me. See, it got close. See how that's like there and that's here? Yeah, that's a no-go. So we got to pull that. See how it rotated a little bit? Like just a little bit? So what we want to do is we want to get this. I'm going to make sure I line that up with that. I'm going to make sure I have it lined up so it doesn't. So it's on that cylinder number 1. Hold on. I'll bring this out again. So it's right there. I've got to make sure it's like on that screw right there. See that screw right there? I got to have it there on that. Oh, wait a minute. No, I got to have it right there. Great. So it should be like that, there, and there. Okay, so let's get it in there. Work it around the... Ooh, look at that. Pretty close to the mark. See that? Real close to the mark. So, and it's not seated on the actual engine block, but we're gonna fix that in a minute. Just got to get this clip up. Probably gonna have to remove the clip, hold down clip altogether, because otherwise it's gonna be nothing but a mess here. Okay, the clip's out of the way, so all right, so there's that. So now it's like, got this here, I've got that there, and I marked this before. The double line here was where the end of the actual vacuum advance was supposed to be, and you can see here this is like, it's pretty close to where it should be. I don't know, part of me wants to just fiddle with this some more to get it almost identical on that mark. Let me just see if I can pull this up and just rotate it this way a little bit and get it to see, it wants to go back that way, which I guess you could do, but it wants to like be at cylinder number 1, which is it's actually over there. So I got to keep fiddling with this thing to try to get it to do what it's supposed to do. There's cylinder number 1 right there. So try to get that to line up. It just keeps wanting to go past that point. No matter what I do, it goes past there a little bit. first cylinder right there and get that turned in there. And it wants to, no, it wants to go there. It just wants to go there. No matter what I do, it wants to go right there. Which, okay, I guess that's what we'll do. So I'm going to take this bracket. Hopefully it hasn't prevented it from seating. Got to wiggle around with it a little bit. There we go. So there's that. So now what I got to do is I've got to, hopefully this will work, and then I've got to actually take the keys, crank the sucker until it drops down enough to, until the shaft of this actually goes down and seats inside, goes down a little bit further in there, so it sits down flush. Okay, here we go. So maybe we'll do that. Awful close. Okay. So I'm going to do here. Nope. Nope. Seating? Nope. Oh, there it goes. So now it just clicked down. You can hear the fuel pump going, so we'll shut that off. There we go. So we got it to sit down where it needs to go. Now I got to hook up the vacuum line. Got to hook up the clip. Got to put this guy on. Got to put that over there on, and see if it works. Hold on. All right, I've got everything back together again. Like I said, I'm a little nervous because this time I tried this a couple times. This thing sounded like it was grinding or something. It freaked me out. So I'm really hoping that this, there's cylinder number 1, as you can see here. There's the mark. So we got it really close to that mark. I've got it turned a little bit more than probably, it normally is. And so we're going to just try this. We're going to give it a, get that choke. Sorry for the crazy positioning here, but let's see what happens. Hopefully it won't be some crazy, grinding crap. What the frig? What the hell that is? Jesus Christ, holy shit. That's crazy, man. Freaking me out. Got it to start. Really don't know what, that was crazy. That squealing you hear is that stupid belt up front. That's flipping just enough on the smog. It warms up and then it goes away. But did you hear that? You heard me say a little bit of a God bless you thing going on there. And I turned this a little bit. So I've got this rotated a little bit out of position, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I couldn't get cylinder number 1 to line up. Oh, I hate that wheel. Sorry, apologize for that, but now if I turn this the other way, back the way I had it, what happens is it starts to conk out on me. I'm going to do it slowly. here and just slowly. It starts to run rougher, see? But it starts to run. Yeah, I got some definite something going on with this distributor. Either the bearing went on it or something. So I've got this thing rotated out. See, now it's starting to run rough. So now I got to turn it back. There's definitely something going on with the shaft on this thing. I'm not even sure where that noise is coming from. Might be coming from my smog pump. Really hard to tell. Alright, I'm going to see if I can get the revs to come down. Very nerve-wracking to know when, and then they try to turn this back, see, and it wants to conk out. Does not like it. If I haven't turned like that, it's fine. Like something up here kind of flopping around a little bit. I definitely hear something in here inside this distributor. Yep, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Anyways, got it started. Well, it sounds like it's about ready to conk out again. Kind of crazy. A little. Definitely more shaken when I rotate it. Nope, didn't like it. Not like that. Got to keep turning it that way. All right, well, you know, at this point, I don't mind tinkering on this stuff, but I've got a shop I know I can trust that's going to help troubleshoot this. That's what I think I'm going to do this week. Take care, folks. I'll let you know what happens.